Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, and today I am checking in on the cottage garden that we seeded here at the Cape Fear Botanic Garden in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So let's head on inside and see how the seedlings are doing. Before I walk out to the Heritage Garden, I just wanted to show you that here we are, the middle of February, and the Okame cherries are in full bloom. They are so spectacular. They're always the first of the cherries to start flowering. Of course, remember the Prunus mumes, which are flowering apricots, bloom before the Okames. And then you'll start seeing a lot of other species of cherries bloom, including the selection Yoshino. But right now, all the pink flowering trees that you see in the southeast are the Okame cherry. And of course, they have tons of pollinator activity, lots and lots of bees are busy gathering nectar here from this beautiful tree. All right, everybody, walking in and I see a lot of green, so I'm definitely pleased. Let me turn the camera around and give you an up close view. Well, hot diggity. Okay, let's see what we're looking at. We've got a lot of kind of randomly planted garlic. So that's this, doing really well. And then you can see, you know, we did the grains right through here. And then in here, it gets a little less dramatic. However, the seedlings are there. I just have to get closer. So let me do a quick step in and look at there. Brassicas. I see California poppies. I don't want to step too far in the bed because it's pretty moist. But from this vantage, there's a lot of germination. Now across the aisle, you can really see the difference between, I think, barley and oats. Honestly, I'm not sure which one we did in what place, but I'm pretty sure this is barley here. And you know, it's shorter, it's wider. It does look like it's been getting nibbled by deer. I see deer tracks everywhere, which is not the best sign, but it is realistic. Let's see if I can, you know, we had great poppy germination last month. We sowed more poppies. I'm not seeing as many poppies as I think we should be seeing, but I am seeing here a lot of crimson clover. That's great. That's gonna fill in. I think next month in March, I'll bring buckwheat. We'll add that to the mix and it'll fill in really well. Aha. All right, I see the poppies. There's lots of them. I'm gonna step in so you can get a better view. And it's thick. It's thick with poppies. A bit thicker than necessary, but we're gonna leave them be. Maybe not the best bowling techniques here, but good to see that we do have them. Again, survival of the fittest. If you look, the ground almost looks like moss. That's all poppies growing. So that's definitely a great sign. Okay, I feel a great wave of relief. I was getting a little bit nervous. And along this narrow border, you can see the clumps of grains are doing really well. And then of course the brassicas all along the edges. Now look, this is interesting. We have one really big poppy right there. Of course there's weeds, you know, the geranium and other things, but not really the end of the world. Lots of lettuce germinating along the edges, so that's good. And then, holy cow, the poppies. So this isn't exactly what you're aiming for because the density of these seedlings is like too much. But again, I have experience with this, and we're just gonna let them grow out. Not all of these plants are gonna survive, obviously, but it's okay. We'll, you know, you live and learn. All of these are poppies. So, I think in March, what we'll do is anywhere there's gaps, we'll fill in with buckwheat, and we'll do the first fertilization and really help get everything to jump. And I'm planning to come in March, probably the last week of March, like the week leading up to Easter. So that'll be great time to put out some fertilizer just to give everything a boost. And more germination. This is a great sign. You can see California poppies here. And honestly, I'm not sure what this is, but it's not a weed. Oh, I bet it's a poppy. I bet this is the giant poppies that we sowed. Those are looking good. So that's great. And, you know, a lot more of that through here. And then I'm seeing this brassica here. That looks like kale. More California poppies. So this is going to be beautiful in here. And this section, of course, has the green clumps as well. And then a really good thick patch of lettuce along that edge. So I'm definitely pleased with this. Oh, and I'm seeing lupins. Great. We added lupins when I was last here. And those are germinating in here in the middle. So very good news. Oh yeah. Okay, this is definitely coming together. I'm really pleased to see this. The deer are definitely coming in and nibbling, but it's interesting. They are not eating the lupins. The lupins and the poppies are known for their resistance to animal browse, and that is definitely true. And yeah, I'm feeling certain that these are all the Papaver somniferum giganteum. And this bed, I was sort of most worried about because it's the wettest, it's also the shadiest, but I think that we got some good ground plane coverage with a lot of brassicas in here. And you can see a lot germinating, different mustards right here, and kale, and lots of lettuce. And all the way down the line, good germination here. So again, lupins growing as well with the kale. Oh yeah, I think this bed's gonna look really great because it has all of that nice scarlet red mustard coming up. And we did a good job getting lupins incorporated in here. They're coming up all through the middle. So this section, which I was most worried about, I don't have to be worried. It has great ground plane coverage. In fact, I think this bed here is better than the bed over there that's in more sun. So that's fine. We can solve that by adding some additional things when I come back in late March. And I'm just so excited to be involved with this project. It's the first time that I've ever taken the cottage garden concept and applied it to a public garden. And it's great because there's people walking around right now and, you know, they don't totally know what they're looking at, but they do have some good signage up. And I just wanted to show you the context of this garden. It's called the Heritage Garden for a reason. It's kind of exemplifying what life in the late 1800s in Fayetteville, North Carolina would have looked like. It's got, you know, an old tobacco barn. It's similar to the first house I lived in. My first 3 years in North Carolina, I lived in a converted tobacco barn. There's a nice old homestead here. And the whole premise of the garden is to be reminiscent of what people would have been cultivating, you know, more than 100 years ago. And these cottage garden plants certainly fit right into that scheme. When there wasn't a nursery industry, you didn't go to a garden center in 1895. You grew things from seed, you collected your own seed, and that's how it was. And So I hope that we can really utilize this as an important talking point, not only for the interest that people have in doing cottage gardening, but in the historical reference of how all of these plants would have been utilized by the people during that era. And remember, poppies were medicine. So I think I think this is a really important installation to do. I'm really happy that everyone here at the Botanic Garden has been so open to working with me on it, and I'm really excited to be able to continue sharing updates. And we've got some cool events that we have in the plans, so I will be posting more information about that on my website, and I'll be sure to continue giving you updates and give you links to everything that we have coming up. If you live in the area, I do hope that you'll plan to come out for a visit. It's a wonderful garden any time of the year, and in 2 months' time, the space behind me is going to be absolutely magical. And in 2 months' time, the space behind me is going to be absolutely magnificent. Well, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and happy gardening.